With about 4 months left to go to the Brexit transition deadline and the economic crisis in Europe, the European Union and the Commission are not doing too well. But it's not the first time you've heard this on this channel, but things are definitely escalating because now Viktor Orban and Hungary are warning Brussels that they would reject and block the 666 million euro package that they've come up with. Basically, because of the crisis, Brussels have decided to take people's money and borrow a lot of money from big banks and then force their member states to pay back in taxes, essentially. So they have to take ordinary people's tax money to pay back over time. So that's not going well. Orban finally said yes to it, but he's coming up with different conditions because the EU have said that they're not really too happy about the way Viktor Orban is managing and governing Hungary. They're saying this is against democracy and freedom of expression and everything else, which is quite cheeky because the EU don't really believe in any of that sort of stuff. They come up with all this anti-free speech stuff, anti-freedom of press, and then obviously anti-democracy measures. So now they're upset because Viktor Orban, who was elected by his own people, is trying to govern his country differently. Now, you could love him or hate him. That's just the situation in Hungary. That's one member state. Now, under Article 7 of the Treaty of Europe, the bloc, the EU Commission, could actually remove a member state if it violates the value of the EU. That would be hilarious if the EU actually kick out Hungary. I'm pretty sure the majority of people in Hungary would not be too upset about that. Because Orban has been very open about his criticisms and everything else for the EU. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. It will be a big problem for the actual union because these people are panicking. Firstly, especially you have Merkel and Macron who are concerned about the financial package and the Eurozone. Yet these are the same people, especially Merkel, who's causing chaos when it comes to the trade negotiations, not just Brexit, but when it comes to Canada, when it comes to the South American bloc. So the latest that we have is that Germany, who are becoming quite protectionist again, they are now threatening to plunge the bloc into crisis by rejecting a potential trade deal with South American countries. So firstly, these trade deals, because it's the EU, it takes about 2 centuries to negotiate. And then when it's done, you have 1 or 2 countries kicking off randomly, like Germany. And then they complain about Britain and Brexit. You can't do anything on your own. What do you expect from other people? When you have von der Leyen, who we have said on this channel, is now even more incompetent than Juncker. What do you expect? Merkel is not doing too well in the EU. She's fine in Germany, just her government is still going on. But when it comes to the European Union, there are all these issues with the bureaucrats, especially from the Strasbourg side. The division between both sides is kind of becoming quite worse. Now, on this channel, obviously, as you know, we do have a weekly Q&A. The members of the channel send questions. This was supposed to happen on Monday. What is it now? Thursday. Huge apologies for the delay. We had some technical difficulties on this channel over the last few days. It's not going to happen again, but we're going to answer your questions today, right here. We have Ian, one of our members who's been around for a while. Hi, Maya. In your opinion, do you think that we will ever have common sense again in education, government, and media? It frightens me how little power now is with the majority and what is right. Left-wing lunacy is in every aspect of life. So there is this point about, common sense and just, the silent majority who are no longer that silenced because of social media. So we always had this problem historically for decades and decades. The right wins elections, the left wins a battle of ideas, because the right, we don't protest, we don't believe in any of that sort of stuff. We believe in democracy. If you want to make our voices being heard, we campaign for a cause and we vote against the current status quo. But we now have a new way to actually get our voices heard, which is social media, which is all these blogs, all these podcasts, YouTube, and everything we have. This is creating a level playing field. We still have to basically primarily use the ballot box, but I'm going to talk about this actually in this video because there's a question that's going to come up very soon about the Conservative Party. So I'm going to leave it until that question comes up because it's about how to ensure that we win at the ballot box, but we don't become socialist as the right. So next question is, Maya, my thoughts regarding Boris's non-action at the present time is that he's waiting until the 1st of January 2021 so that the Ramonas, woke and the like, can't go running to the ECJ. By the way, the studio sound is now okay, no echo, feedback or whine. Only whining from lefty lovers. Yeah, so but the one thing about Boris waiting is, or not reacting to a lot of stuff that's happening, is actually because it's not because of ECJ. It's because it's only in his first year. He's got 4 more years to go. Well, actually more than that, 4.5. He knows that there's a lot of things that needs to be done. A lot of things that we are demanding right now to be done soon. For example, the BBC being reformed, which we just made a video earlier, so make sure to watch it. But he knows that as long as he gets them done before the next election, he should get away with it. But so I know that some of you might say, well, that shouldn't be the reality of politics, but it is. He's got 5 years, so he's probably going to slowly spread them out. He's going to focus on obviously what's happening now with the economic crisis and the Brexit talks, and then slowly add everything else. I just hope we don't forget that there are priorities. For example, what's happening in Dover. That needs to be done ASAP. Steve Page. With EU leaders ramping up their stance about a level playing field and fisheries, and even saying that no deal is likely, who do you think will blink? Will the EU bend or UK sell out on Brexit? This is actually quite tough because I still find it weird and difficult to actually accept that there will be no deal. But at the same time, for both sides, if they fold, the EU will be embarrassed because they've been saying, well, we don't really change our mind. We are strong and stable. The UK, if they fold, the government will lose the next election. The government might come down sooner than that. So it's kind of 2 different things. It's not really embarrassment for the UK government. It's just the whole thing could collapse. The people will go on the streets. I'm not advocating, but it might happen. So I think at this point, no deal is more likely, unless, as I've said over the last few months, some sort of a skeleton trade deal for now to keep both sides happy. No fisheries, no level playing field, things like that. But we will cover this on this channel because we are the media. So, James says, hi Maya, do you think Boris Johnson will abolish the BBC licence fee? Yeah, so we just made a video about this, James, and obviously I was supposed to answer this question on Monday, but it's good that I did it now because the video is already out. The video that we just did before this show is about Boris Johnson in Parliament actually confirming in his statement that the BBC reform is coming, the funding structure, the model will now change. Firstly, they are going to decriminalise the licence fee. Secondly, they're going to use the BBC Charter. It will take some time, but the new boss will be told to come up with a new funding plan, probably subscription-based, but we'll keep you guys posted. Peter Hall says, just had to say thanks for the daily sanity check and ask you, please expand north. Okay, just to double check, Peter, unless it's something I'm not getting. If you mean expand north, if you expect me to do national investment or improve the public services, I can't. If you mean to talk about what's happening in the north, I could do that. So I don't know if you want me to create an HS2, HS3 in the north. I'm not doing that. Don't have that much money on this channel, guys. But yeah, I could obviously cover more stuff. If you want to clarify, by the way, Peter, just reply to my pinned comment below this video. Expand, elaborate on your question. Loves Music says, yes, I finally signed up to my only genuine MSM outlet. How dare you call me MSM? Thanks for supporting and thanks for becoming a member. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not going to be the mainstream media yet, but for now, I have you guys, so let's keep going. Christian says, hi Maya, how do we go about making ourselves heard? I'm fed up of all this woke and sick of being treated like we don't exist anymore. As I said, this is the whole thing. So with all these new media platforms that we now have, YouTube and other things, this is the best way, but also we do have to use social media to counter all these idiotic arguments. We have to fight back. I've spoken to a lot of people in the middle who are not political. They're not left or right, and they're being stuck in with all these debates, whether it's BLM or Extinction Rebellion. But when the fact that they can see both arguments, it helps them. So keep going. Use social media, but also there's a bigger plan when it comes to media in general, but also education system. There's not much else we can do because, as I said, when it comes to political parties, on the right we generally just focus on winning at the ballot box instead of winning the battle of ideas. That's why we're here. We'll do that instead of the Tories. Paul Lee says, hey Maya, will you cover yesterday's anti-lockdown event in London? So obviously this was sent on Sunday. And Paul, I did do a video. I was actually at the protest itself. The video should be, I think it was posted on Saturday or Sunday. So if you scroll down, you should be able to find it a few days before. It was an interesting event. Also, will you interview the Dolores Cahill, the Irish Freedom Party chairwoman? I can certainly find a way to do that. I will take a note and try my best. Andrew says, hi Maya, could you please try and get on your show Owen Jones? I would love to see you destroy him or watch him walk off set. Owen was supposed to come on the show. I can say it publicly again, because if he's watching this, he's probably not again, because he's blocked me on Twitter. He was supposed to come twice. And the second time, just promised me, but it didn't happen. So if you want to come on the show, Owen, please come on the show. Stop blocking me on Twitter. John Craig. Hi, Maya. Do you think, given the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's attitude, that Kanzik can possibly happen whilst he's in office? Well, Justin Bieber, maybe, but Justin Trudeau, no. Well, the guy is in favour of global trade, but he's also struggled with the EU, so he's still a bit of a protectionist. So I don't really have full faith, because I don't think he sees a trade deal between the UK and Canada as a priority, but he's been forced because of the other countries, Australia and New Zealand, who are in talks with the UK. So Canada has been forced to also get involved, so that they don't feel left out. It might still happen. We have a couple of questions and then we'll let you guys go. John says, not a question, a query. You've mentioned that members' videos are at the bottom of the homepage. For me, there's nothing there. I can see the videos via the community tab, but only appear 24 hours later. Oh, I didn't know about that. So yes, you can find, I should have clarified, the members' videos. There is a new section, new categories just for the members' video if you scroll down on the homepage, but you have to be on your computer. So either your laptop or desktop, not on your phone, unfortunately. YouTube's problems. But you should obviously be able to find the community page, the community tab, all the videos there. Otherwise, if you just go on the video section and you just scroll down, the members' videos will just appear as like a normal video. But you can only see it if you're a member. So if you want to double check that, sorry about that. I'm not YouTube. Darius, I haven't had a question from Darius in a while. Darius Hutchinson says, has this Conservative government become socialist? And how can we fix it? No, well, in their defense, no. But, on the other hand, they have become ultra Keynesian. This is almost as bad as the Fabian Society. It's really bad right now. But again, as I said earlier, it's because primarily because this is just the first year of this 5-year term. They don't feel the urgency to do anything. They don't feel the pressure. So they could make all this mess and mistakes in the first couple of years. And then the next 2 years of the actual term, they're going to become sound and right-wing because the election's coming and they need the votes, which is fine. That's just how democracy works. But the second thing is because there's no pressure from any right-wing party, and the Conservative Party only survives when there's pressure. So there has to be something to be done about that. And by right-wing, I'm actually talking about economically right-wing. So proper free market, Hayekian, not any of this like nationalist economic stuff that, what's his name? The guy in America keeps talking about, not Trump. But yeah, can't remember. But so that's one thing. But also there's this pressure that's coming from the Labour Party and Keir Starmer. So they are trying to out-socialist each other. So bad times, guys, bad times. Steve Bannon, there we go, found him. Steve Bannon. So don't forget, we just launched our new merchandise site. You could should be able to find the tab on YouTube actually next to the community tab, but also I'll put the link to the actual website, the actual shop, in the description. We Are the Media. You can find t-shirts, phone cases, mugs, and everything else. Check it out, support the channel, and support the movement. And we are the new media. And thanks again for watching. If you want to become a member and get more perks in return, check out the link in the description, or just go on youtube.com/mytc/join, and I will see you guys in the next video.